Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's adventure brings us to the Linville Gorge Wilderness area, or just kind of in the vicinity of the Linville Gorge area. We're going to be hiking to Stills Creek Falls. This is off of NC 181, I believe, just off of Forest Service Road. The gate to this falls opens, I think, April the 1st every year. I'm not exactly sure what time it closes or what month it closes. I'm going to guess sometime in November, December. But you'll turn off of the road, off of 181, and you'll go around 4 miles and get to a parking area where I'm standing right now. Today there are 3 other cars here, so at some point we'll be seeing some others along the way, I believe. But I think we've got just under 2 miles round trip. So I'm going to grab my hiking poles and hit the trail. See you in just a minute. So today's date is Saturday, April the 9th, 2022. And it is currently about 48 degrees with a very light breeze to almost no breeze. So looking for have pretty good weather today. There was a rain shower earlier on the way up here, but we got past that and it's been pretty clear. So the trail kind of starts out, you'll just walk down a couple yards down a into the logging road, and it shifts into the trail right here. And then we'll be crossing the creek a few times, which I think may be coming up next. Had to walk over a bunch of rocks and almost boulders through a section right here. We got some standing water we're gonna have to navigate around too. There are a couple creek crossings that I believe are a little dicey. So hopefully they will be pretty manageable, I hope. Cross that bridge when we get to it. It's a little muddy through here. I want to give a shout out to, I'm guessing it's a forest ranger or some kind of association that I noticed whenever I was coming down the road to get here that there were several trees that had been across the road. You could tell they were freshly cut up, and I moved out of the way, so it's greatly appreciated. Coming up on a campsite, looks like. Just kind of in the middle of the trail right there. So this is a little swimming area that's kind of along the way. 2 little small waterfalls. Pretty nice little area. I'm gonna figure out where we're supposed to cross at and pass one other person. It may or may not be doable. We'll find out soon enough. Got an arrow on the rock over here, like it's want us to go that way somehow. All right, so we made it across the creek. Could not do it without getting in the water, so got into the water. Up just below my knee. Very, very cold, but it's really only a couple steps, really, or maybe 5 or 6 steps. But and starting to rain on us a little bit too, so we're gonna kind of hustle up a little bit and try and make this a quick one if it doesn't let up. Walking alongside the creek now. The sun has came back out. There's another little cascade over here on the right, which is definitely not it. She's catching up with me. Shouldn't be too much further. 3/4 of a mile maybe. Hopefully the other creek crossing, if there is another one, it's not as bad as that one was. I'll show you that on the return. We studied it for a good 10 minutes before we decided what we were going to do. Gonna skirt under this tree right here and head down that way. So we're doing a little bit of rock screaming through here. And you come out to almost like a camping spot right here. Not sure where we go from there, but I guess we'll find out. Find a little emerald green wading pool right here. Very clear. Ready to make our way up through all this somehow. The white dots are up that way, leading us along. And there's the sun. So I made it up to where we get back on the trail. She's coming up now. Gonna kind of go away from the creek for a minute. And trail is this way, just over the deadfall. So we're doing the ascent now. Some nice little wildflowers growing on the trail, just to the side of it. Not sure how far this ascent lasts, but it's definitely taking us away from the creek. I guess we'll swing back around at some point. Getting ready to check the map just to have a better idea. The rainforest out here. There's someone's shoe sole. So we made it to the top of the little hill, and the trail's kind of plateaus off, at least for a little bit anyway. Just looping us back around towards the creek and the waterfall too, I believe. So glad the rain pretty much cleared up. It's almost drizzling a little bit, or maybe it's dripping from the trees, but it's coming down pretty decent there for a minute. All right, so we reached a little side trail that takes you down, labeled CE. So this is it. Slid down this very steep rock to get down here. It's pretty dangerous. Be extra careful getting back out of here. She's way up there. It's pretty amazing though. Starting to make our way back now. It's a pretty dangerous climb back out of off the rock ledge where I was at. see the waterfall. Do not recommend doing that when it's wet. And it was. Almost had to crawl on my stomach to get up. Probably 10 to 15 foot of it that way, crawling. Then I was able to stand up and kind of stagger along the left side of the rock slope to get back to the top. But definitely do not recommend trying to go up or down that when it's wet. But it's one of them things where I made it this far, so I wasn't gonna let that stop me from being able to see it, as crazy as that sounds. But just be mindful of that. Almost back down to creek level. Just a couple more little runs. A steep section here, some water. Straight to where that dot is. Made it back creekside. Now we're gonna make our way towards the water crossing. Right through here. So this is the creek crossing I mentioned earlier. What we're gonna do is start right here where this sand and dirt is right here. And kind of go straight to the middle there. And climb on this rock right here. Go the rest of the way across. Back over to there. About a foot and a half deep right there in the middle. Made it across the creek. As soon as we got over, it started raining again. So I was able to get across all them rocks without them being wet this time. Because it rained earlier and it dried up on us. So I made it across safely. But like I said before, the spot that I pointed out earlier where we crossed is 1.5 to 2 foot deep. And I would say right now it's probably a normal water level. You know, there has been some rain in the past week, but that's been several days. 5 or 6 days, if I'm not mistaken. So I would expect that if it rained more than that, you know, it could be even worse. So keep that in mind. All right, so it's time to go ahead and end the video here. All in all, had success today. But creek crossing, and if you want to get a full shot of what Steele's Creek Falls looks like, those two parts are pretty dicey. Like I said earlier in the video, if that rock ledge is wet that you have to slide down to see the falls, I would just not recommend even do it. If you get out here and you know maybe it's not raining where you come from and it's wet here, I would turn back. It's not worth the risk. I got down to the end so I could get a good shot, which I did, and I'm grateful that I did. But I would not do it the same way again. So as far as the waterfall itself, I thought it was spectacular. I'd probably rate it about a 9 out of 10. I only say 9 because of what it took to get down there to see it. But I really liked it. And, I'm going to put some aerial shots in here in just a minute. So you can take a look at those if you want, be at the very end. But that's going to do it for this one. If you like this video, I'd appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing if you haven't. And stay tuned to the next video. Not sure what it'll be yet. But if you're new here, I typically post on Saturdays and Sundays. Usually don't post on any other days unless it's something that's time sensitive or something just, you know, happened and I feel that I need to go ahead and post it. So anyway, like, share, subscribe, all that. And as always, thanks for watching.